Srishti, as far as LODHA is concerned, I think he need not worry because I think looking at the kind of projects they are, implementing and the kind of visibility the company has for the next 12 to 18 months, I think it would be a good opportune time to actually accumulate the stock in this weak market, provided the investor gives a time frame of at least 12 to 15 months. I believe the real estate market is, growing quite well, and hopefully, if interest rate cuts do come in, which I think look very much possible in the next 6 months, then I think the real estate sector would benefit the most. LODHA is a very premium kind of real estate player, and I think the margins would definitely get better as they move on. As far as Federal Bank is concerned, also this has been my favorite pick. So I think any downside coming in is a short-term kind of phase. The bank is doing extremely well. Not only is their CASA ratio, improving, they've got a very large NRI base, and most importantly, now they have diversified even into gold finance. So my sense is that if the investor can again take a medium-term view, because in this kind of market, even good quality stocks get beaten down. So he should average at current odd levels and take a 12 to 15 month call even in Federal Bank. So both these stocks he should hold on, if possible, average a little and take a medium to long-term time frame. If he wants to make a switch, I think AB Capital seems to be a better bet. I think it's an Aditya Birla Group company, and all their businesses, the mutual fund, the ARC, as well as the insurance businesses, are all housed in AB Capital. I believe mutual fund business has already got listed, and I think in future going forward, one advantage for shareholders here is that there could be a lot of value unlocking for the other part of the business. Coming to the financials of AB Capital, I believe numbers have improved significantly for 23, and there was a very strong business commentary after the FY23 numbers. So my sense is that housing finance plus mutual funds as well as the insurance market, Aditya Birla Capital has got a very large presence in the market. So I think if the investor can hold on for the next say 12, 18 months, this could be a very good switch, and obviously the risk reward could be better. So even at the current levels, he could definitely chip in and add his investments in AB Capital. Devyani is a very well-known QSR play. I think they are franchisees for Pizza Hut and KFC. And I think recently the managing director had a very strong commentary. They said they are present in almost 1,200 locations. Another 300 locations are going to be added now. And just to inform the investor, this is part of the Varun Beverage Group. They manage Varun Beverages, which is their parent company. I think the growth opportunity in QSR is quite humongous, and over the next say 2 years, one could expect a very decent risk reward here. But I think if he wants to buy, he should keep a price range of at least 175, 185, which I think is a fairly good support level to accumulate. And I think keep a 12 to 18 month time frame. I think QSR business will definitely do well, and this business needs to be evaluated on the operational EBITDA, not on the profit after tax, which many investors do. So on that point, I think I would be quite confident that over the next 2 years, you could even expect a target price of 250 plus. In fact, Cheryl, Heyman is a good friend of mine, so I think on the technicals, he's better placed to talk. But on the fundamental side, I would say that Welspun Enterprises has a very large order book. They are catering to the oil and gas sector, and specifically recently the company has got very large orders. They have removed some of their non-core assets, reduced their debt on the books. So I think going forward, earnings growth for this company over the next 2 years is going to be pretty attractive and strong. My sense is, I think if the investor can give at least 12 months to this stock, I think he should definitely expect a very good risk reward. And I think even in this market, the stock is holding pretty firm, which clearly indicates that there's a lot of value buying even at the current odd level. So I would suggest him that he should definitely look at it from a 12 to 15 month time frame, a good investment where the risk reward is in his favor. I think this company makes iron ore, Shrishti, and I think looking at the kind of developments in the metal market, it would take at least another 6 to 8 months before one could see a very strong recovery in iron ore as well as metal prices. The point is, globally, unless China starts buying in a big way, we are unlikely to see any major re-rating. So I would say that if the investor has a very long-term view of at least 12 to 18 months, he can hang on. Otherwise, it's better to switch to some other company. My sense is, from the private bank space, IDFC First Bank is a very good kind of investment opportunity. That could be considered where the price to risk is extremely favorable, and I think you could get a very decent risk reward over the next say 12, 15 months. I think 6 years is a very long time, Cheryl, but I think the company is doing well. They are, they have got one of the larger ports in Pipavav, and looking at the kind of growth opportunity in the port business, I think there's no doubt that over the next say 12 to 18 months, as the country's economy grows, we are going to see a lot of exports, imports happening. So here, I think Gujarat people should do well, and I think the best the company is extremely, debt free. There's hardly any debt on the books. So scalability and operating leverage is very much present. So I would believe that, despite the fact that he's held on for 6 years, he could hold on for another 6 to 12 months, where I think he could expect a decent risk reward. So there's no need to hurry and sell out now. So please wait for some time. I think Shristi V-Guard is a very well-known franchise from South. In fact, within the electrical, equipment space. And I think hopefully this year we have good monsoons. And I think the rural demand for, the company's products could be quite strong. V-Guard enjoys a very strong marketing network and has been one of the very oldest brands operating in the country. So I think prospects are pretty solid. I think FY24 should be a lot better. So I think if he's not in a hurry, I think continue to stay invested. The promoter is good. The management quality is very excellent. And I think over the next, say, 12 to 18 months, you could expect some further re-rating in the stock. I think first of all, Zen Technologies is now into the drone business, and where a lot of excitement is happening. I think the government is also formulated a new drone policy. And fortunately, Zen Technologies is sitting on a very attractive order book. So I think if the investor has got a 12 to 18 month time frame, then I think he can obviously, slowly accumulate the stock. We believe that FY24 and 25 would be very strong years considering the kind of order book they have presently. And plus new orders would come in, would add to the revenue and profitability. So I think, consider buying this from a long-term perspective and add on every correction. Both companies, Cheryl, are definitely looking good for the longer term. But in the near term, that is for the next 6 to 8 months, we could see a little bit of pain. Borosil Renewables has just completed an expansion program. But I think in terms of the price, I think a large part of FY24 has got already discounted in the price. So wait for a small correction. And I think buying on dips would be a better strategy. As far as Sona Comstar is concerned, I think it's one of those companies which is into, supplying parts for electric vehicles. They cater to almost 25 global electric vehicle companies. So here also, I think if the investor has a 1 to 2 year horizon, at least 18 to 24 months horizon, he could accumulate. But in the near term, please don't expect any immediate short-term, re-rating in the stock. LT Foods, he can definitely hold on. Because currently we are seeing positive tailwinds coming in from the Basmati market, and LT Foods is the branded player. My sense is that, if the investor has a 12 to 15 month horizon, he should hold on. We expect better traction in terms of revenue and profitability, especially, from the Middle East markets where the company is a large player. So please hold on. Welspun India is a very well-known, textile player. I think they have a very large global kind of customer base. And I think the fourth quarter numbers have been very solid. In fact, the company reported a margin of almost 15%. And I think with now cotton prices coming down, we believe that, the raw material pressure which was seen in the last 2 to 3 quarters is now going to subside. So that is going to give some elevation to the, operating margin of this company. More importantly, this company has got a very large presence in the US markets with very marquee customer names like Walmart and many others. So I think over the next, say, 12, 18 months, hopefully, I think textile exports pick up. So this company should also do well. So I would believe, it's a good time to actually hold on here and wait for at least the next 12 to 15 months where we expect better numbers. The company has also announced a buyback, which clearly indicates that the management also wants to, reward its shareholders and add little value to the overall business. Cheryl, this company will benefit significantly because this order win is now going to get converted into top line and profitability over the next, say, 2 to 3 years. So my sense is that, if you can wait for the next 12 to 15 months, I think short-term targets could obviously come in fast. But now with the given weaker market, we are seeing that even such stocks have been beaten down. So if he has a positional view, I think he could even get prices of 41 or 4200. The stock is going to split also. So I think you'd see a lot of action in this counter in the coming weeks. From the capital goods sector, we continue to like Larsen and Toubro and Cummins. We believe that, these are two very strong bets which could possibly give a decent risk reward. At the same time, the margin of safety also is pretty large. So I think in these weak markets, Cheryl, I think the investor should make an opportunity to buy, such kind of stocks on decline and follow an SIP approach, because these stocks would obviously give a return over the next, say, 2 to 3 years. Wealth creation would happen. But I think you need to have that time frame firmly in your mind.